Hello everyone. Today I came up with second lecture on Iupac nomenclature. In the previous lecture we have discussed the basic things or the basic components, and over there I taught you how to put hydrogen, counting the proper bonding, and also we have discussed about the naming, how to name the substituent. Okay, when there are one single substituent and when the substituents they repeat. Okay, so all these things we have discussed in the previous lecture. So those who are directly watching this second lecture, so before you watch it, please go through the first lecture. The description and the link I have given in the description box. Okay, and if you think that you know those things, then you can directly watch the second lecture. So today I am going to discuss about what happen if different types of substituents are present. Okay, in the previous lecture I have explained with the similar type of substituent. Now today we shall discuss if different types of substituents are present, then how to name those type of compound, and what is the numbering pattern and everything we will discuss about it. And also I will discuss about the double bond and triple bond. Okay, the application when there is a double bond and triple bond, how to name such type of compound. So these are the things which I will be discussing in today's lecture. So let's start with examples, and more practice, okay, is required for this, as I already told you. So hope all of you are ready with your pen and papers and get set for the practice for today's nomenclature. Okay, so let's start the class for today. Now let us start with an example. Say you have got a compound like this, where you get a substituent over here and another substituents you get. Okay, I am writing it at the top. Another substituents you are writing it here. Okay, so let me expand the chain. Now here you see that different types of substituents are given. Okay, so first let us select the longest chain. So that is the first thing which we need to do. First we have to select the longest chain. So how to select the longest chain? Yes, 1 2 3 4 5 6, or 1 2 3 4 5, or 1 2 3 4 5 6, okay, or 1 2 3 4 5. So here you are getting or we are getting in this compound 6 as the maximum number of carbon in the longest chain. Okay, so whichever way you go for, you require 6 carbon here, or you will get 6 carbon in the longest chain. So I am taking this. Okay, so let me take this. Now after selecting the longest chain, now what does the longest chain give us the idea of? The longest chain give us the idea of the word root. Yes, okay, so about the word root. So what is the word root here? Yes, meth, eth, prop, but, pent and hex. So my word root here is hex, right? My word root here is hex. Now about the numbering. Okay, so from which side shall I do the numbering? Shall I start from here? 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So what will happen if I start numbering from this side? Okay, now here you see one thing, if you notice that the substituent, now what are the substituents here present, or what are the substituents? Yes, in the previous lecture also I said that substituents are those which are out of this longest chain. They are not included in the longest chain, rather they are attached to the longest chain. Okay, so here we have two substituents. One is this and another is over here. Okay, now what are the two different type of substituents here you are getting? One, this, what is the nature of this substituent? Yes, they are alkyl group, right? They are alkyl group. So these are alkyl group. Now how many carbon is there in this substituent? 1. So C1. So what is the word root of this substituent? Meth. Yes. And then since this is alkyl group, so we will add YL. So the name is methyl. So the name of this substituent is methyl. Now what is the name of this substituent? Yes. How many carbons are there in this substituent? 1, 2. 2 carbon are there. Okay, so 2 carbon are there. So what is the word root we are getting? C2. For C2 we are getting eth. Yes. And since this is also alkyl group, so we will write YL as the prefix. Okay, so these substituents, they are also acting as a prefix. Okay, so here C2 is ethyl. So this is ethyl. The name of this substituent is ethyl and the name of this substituent is methyl. Okay. Now here one interesting thing you have to note. Okay. First of all, if such is the case that where you see from both the side, if I start from numbering from this side also, you see from both the side the minimum summation rules are coming same. Which means both the side they are getting the same locant, then you should always start in alphabetical order. Okay, let us understand it. Now if I start numbering from this side, okay, 1, 2, 3, you see the third position, minimum locant, who is getting here the minimum locant? Ethyl group, isn't it? Ethyl group is getting the minimum locant. So what is the locant here? Third carbon, that is 3, right? And if I name from this side, suppose if I start numbering from this side, then what will happen? Okay, suppose say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You have named in this side. Okay, so I am marking it with an arrow. If I am doing the numbering from this side, then the minimum locant you are giving to the ethyl group, isn't it? Now, if I start from this side, okay, if I start from this side, then the minimum locant who is getting? Then the minimum locants who is getting? Methyl group is getting the minimum locant. Just see 1, 2, 3. You are giving the minimum locant 3. It's really a bit confusing. Then from which side should I start? Yes, I cannot take from both the side, right? So from which side should I start the numbering? Okay. For this we will follow the alphabetical order. Okay. Now when you start with the alphabets A, B, C, D, okay, you have to check out that which alphabet, the name of the substituent, which alphabet comes first. Okay. So here you see the starting alphabet. It is E, and here you see the starting alphabet, it is M. So who is coming first? Which alphabet comes first? E comes first, right? So whenever such is the case, then always give minimum locant to the alphabetical order, in an alphabetical order, which means if I give third position to the ethyl group, it is correct. No harm is there. Okay, it is correct. Now when shall we do this thing? When both are having the same locant, mean both the side. If you are trying from this side also, then also you are getting the minimum summation rule, both are same. Okay, now what is minimum summation rule? In the last class or in the previous class I have already explained, but here also let us see. Now in minimum summation rule, what we check? We check the locant and add it up, right? So if I add up in this way, suppose this way, 3 plus 4. So what are the locants here? 3 plus 4, isn't it? So the third is having the first substituent and the fourth is having the second substituent. So 3 plus 4, how much it is coming? 7, right? So if I do this from this side. Now if I am counting or taking this numbering pattern 1, 2, 3, you see again the first substituent is coming in 3 and the second one is 4 from this side also. So it is also coming 7. Now in such type of cases where you see that the minimum summation rules are coming same and the locants are same. You are getting the same locants, but the substituents are different. But the locants are same. You see the locants are same in both the sides. Then always give preference to the alphabetical order. Okay? Then always give preference to the alphabetical order. Understood? Okay. So here we have discussed one important thing which I see that most of the students they do mistake or they have a confusion. Then what shall we do in such type of situation? Okay. So then the numbering, which numbering is correct? Which pattern? Yes. So I will be taking this side. Okay. So I am erasing the top one because to avoid confusion. Okay. So numbering is done. That is the second most important thing. And the third important thing also we have done here, that is naming of the substituent. So naming of the substituent is also done. Okay. So already I said that what are the, while writing a nomenclature, what are the things you require? Yes. First, word root, right? Word root. Second, yes, prefixes, if you have any prefix here. Third is what? Third is any suffix. Yes, these are the things we require, isn't it? And fourth, obviously, the name of the substituent. Name of the substituent. So one by one we have to check. See, word root, we got the word root. Here word root is hex for this. Okay, from the longest chain you got. Prefix, that we have to decide. Okay, suffix. Okay, suffix also. What is the suffix here? Yes. What is the suffix here? Meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex. Now, in the longest chain, how to determine the suffix? In the longest chain, you see that whether there is any double bond or triple bond or any functional group is there. So you need to check this thing. Okay, whether there is any double bond or triple bond or any functional group is there. If among these you are getting nothing, no double bond, no triple bond, no functional group is present in between the carbon or attached with the carbon, this functional group, then always use ANE, which means it is an alkane family. It shows an alkane family. Okay, so here you see in between this, in the longest chain, in between the carbon there is no double or triple bond. Okay, so what we will take? Here we get a primary suffix. What is this primary suffix here, my dear students? ANE. So ANE is the primary suffix. Okay. What about the prefix which we are getting? Yes, already we got two prefix, ethyl and methyl. These represent the prefix only. Okay. So here we already have the prefixes. Okay. And if it repeat, then we also have di, tri. But in this case, we do not require all those things. Okay. So I think whatever I require, everything I got. Right? Everything I got, whatever the things I required in order to name this compound, you have got. Okay, so here one important illustration you have got, that what to do if there are different substituents having the same locants. That set of rule already I told. Now coming to the naming part. Which substituent should I name first? Yes, again the same rule. Which substituent should I start with the naming? When I start the naming, should I start with the methyl group or ethyl group? Okay, because 3, should I start with this 3 or should I start with the 4? That can be a question. Need not to take tension, always follow the alphabetical order. Okay, so here you see that E come first, than M, right? In the alphabetical order, you see the two substituents, you see E comes first, isn't it? So we will start with ethyl, while naming we'll start with the ethyl. Okay, so let's start. So I will write 3, I'll give the locant. First thing, yes, how to write? First we start with the naming of the substituents. So the locants is 3. Now in 3 what we have? Ethyl. I'll give an hyphen. When shall we give hyphen? When you are writing one number and then immediately an alphabet. Then you shall give a hyphen. So 3-ethyl. 3-ethyl. Okay. Another hyphen I will give. Why? Because again I am going to write some number. Okay. 4. Another hyphen I will give. Why? Because again I am going to write some alphabet. So whenever you write number and an alphabet, always separate it with the help of a hyphen. So hyphen 4 again. Now at 4 what is the substituent we have? Methyl. Okay, methyl. Okay. So still here I hope it is clear. 3-ethyl. See, I have started with E because E comes first. So 3-ethyl, then 4-methyl. After that, any more substituent or any more group? Any double bond, triple bond? No, nothing is there. So directly the word root with the suffix. Okay, so what is the word root here? Hex. What is the suffix? Any. Okay. So this is the name of the compound, 3-ethyl 4-methyl hexane. 3-ethyl 4-methyl hexane. Okay, and finally give the hydrogen. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to always give 4. You cannot give 4 more than 4. Okay, because carbon is tetravalent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 1, 2, 3, already 3 bonds are given, so only one hydrogen we can give here. In this case 1, 2, 3 and then finally 4 here. See 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Here in the fourth carbon 1, 2, 3, already 3 bond is given, so one more hydrogen I will place here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Finally this here 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here 1 already given, 2, 3, 4. So like that it goes on and complete the structure. Okay. So in this example I have told you about a very important illustration, that what you have to do if the substituents of different kinds but they have the same locant. Okay. From both the side you are getting the same locant. So what shall you do in that situation? We have discussed through this example. Okay. Now let's take another example. What happened? So in your mind it may be going on, then what should we do if the substituents they have the different locants? Yes. So about that only I am going to discuss in the next example. Okay. So let's see if the substituent they are having different locants, then what shall we do? Now suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say I have given here one substituent I have given, and say from here another substituent I have given. Okay. So first of all let us select the longest chain, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can go for any of the side as or any of the longest chain. Okay. But always remember you cannot recount the same carbon again. Okay. So let me select this only. I am taking this or selecting this as the longest chain. Okay. Now in this case you see how many carbon in the longest chain we are having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my word root I am getting is hex, isn't it? Hex. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again I am getting hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the hex is the word root you are getting. Now what is the name of the substituents? Yes, this is your methyl and this is your ethyl, isn't it? So how to name the substituent? Because these are alkyl group. These are alkyl. Okay, they belong to the alkyl family. So word root plus YL. How many carbon is there? 1 carbon. So word root will be meth plus YL. Okay. Here how many carbon is there? 2 carbon. So for 2 carbon word root is eth plus YL. Ethyl. Understood? Okay. Now what about the numbering? How to do numbering in this case? Okay. So if I start from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let us see what happened here. Okay. If I start from numbering from this side, now in the previous example, what we have seen that we have given priority to the alphabetical order. Okay. But in this case, where we see that the substituents, they are having different locants. Okay. Here 3 and 5. Okay. So let's write it here. The first substituents ethyl. If I am starting from this side, from my left to right, it is getting, you are giving locant 3 to ethyl and methyl is getting how much? 5. Okay. So here you can see 2 different set of locants you are getting here. Okay. If you start numbering from this side, say I have started from this side, I am writing it here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I have started numbering from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So in that case, methyl you are giving second locant and 1, 2, 3, 4 your ethyl is getting in the 4th position, isn't it? So if I start numbering from this side, from my right side to left side, you see methyl is getting the second locant and ethyl is getting the locant 4 or the 4th position in the carbon. Now the question is that should I follow the previous rule or the previous in the previous example what we have discussed? Okay, should I follow the same way that in alphabetical order should I number it? No, that is a mistake if you do. Okay, if you do that, that will be a mistake. So what shall we do in this case? It's very simple. If you see the locants are different, always go by the minimum summation rule. So sum it up. Yes, if I add these two, 5 plus 3 is coming 8. If I add these two, 4 plus 2 is coming 6. So which is the minimum summation? Yes, this go by for the minimum, or this support the minimum summation. Yes, understood? So in that case, if you are getting the different substituent, they are having different locants, always go by the minimum summation rule. So in that case, I will follow this numbering pattern, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the correct numbering pattern. So I am erasing the top one in this case. Clear, all of you? Okay. So in the previous example, what we have seen, that both the locants, both the different substituents, they are having the same locants. So there is a specific rule, we are following alphabetical order, we are numbering. But in this case, when we are having different set of locant, we are following the minimum summation rule. Clear, all of you? Okay. So now, what about the naming of this compound? So let us start with the naming. Now, you see the different substituents, they have different name. So for naming, we shall always start or follow the alphabetical order. Okay, if you are seeing, if you see that there are different substituents, okay, then always look at their or check their first letter or the first alphabet of their name. Okay, so here we see ethyl, E comes first, so I will begin with the E. Okay. So 4 is the locant, 4 is the locant, I mentioned the locant here, the 4th position. I will give a hyphen because now I am going to write some alphabet. What is it? Ethyl, 4 ethyl, 4-ethyl, mean in the fourth position you are having ethyl group. Okay, next again I will give a hyphen. Why? Because again I am going to write some what? Number. Okay, so what is the number now? 2. Second, again I will give a hyphen. Okay, and then I will write the name methyl. Methyl. So 4-ethyl, 2-methyl. Is there any more substituent? Is there any more functional group? Or is there any double bond or triple bond? No. So directly take the word root meth, eth, pro, but, pent, hex. So I'll write the word root here hex. And what is the primary suffix? ane. Okay, so this is the name of this compound. 4-ethyl 2-methyl hexane. 4-ethyl 2-methyl hexane. You see, although methyl is coming first in the locant, but I have started naming form ethyl. Why? Because in alphabetical order E comes first. E comes first. Finally, you put the hydrogen, count and put the hydrogen. Already one bond is given. So 2, this is the third and this is the fourth hydrogen. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again count 1, 2, 3. Already 3 bond is given, so only one hydrogen I will give here. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 1, 2, 3. Already 3 hydrogen is given. 3 bond is given. 1, 2, 3. So only one hydrogen we will give here. 1, 2, 3. Finally 4 here. Okay, here one bond is given. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now count here. 1, 2, already 2 bond is given, 3 and 4. Okay, count here, 1 bond is already given. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. All these bonds are covalent bond. Okay, all these bonds are covalent bond. So in this example, we have learned that if two substituents having different identity, if they have different locants, then what shall we do with them? Okay, so with this example I have taught you that. Okay, so keep in your mind, practice this thing. Okay, so let's do one more and then I will discuss about the unsaturated compound, that is ene and yne. Okay. Please pause the video and practice by yourself, and then you must pause the video and practice by yourself. Before I do it, you pause the video just now here and try this example out. Okay, whatever I have given, you try this out and then you continue. Okay, so I hope you have done. Now in this case, first of all let us select the longest chain, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's take the simplest one. Okay, let me take the simple one, this as the longest chain. Okay, this is as the longest chain I am taking. Now, what are the different substituents here? Now, once we have determined the longest chain, once we have got the longest chain, so longest chain will give you the idea of the word root. Okay, so you might have calculated already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, the word root is hex in this case also. Okay, so in this question also we are having word root as hex. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See the longest chain, I have given you the word root hex. Okay, now what are the different substituents you are getting here? Here, what is the nature of these substituents? 2 carbon are there. They are alkyl group, so 2 carbon are there. So for C2 we have eth as the word root plus YL. So what is it? Ethyl. Yes. So if this is ethyl, then obviously this is also ethyl only. Okay, so how many ethyl we are having here? 2,2-ethyl group we are having, or 2,2-ethyl as a substituents we are having. Okay, what about this? This is having only one carbon, so meth plus YL, so it is methyl. Okay, so name of the substituents also done. Now numbering. Yes, again numbering. Which side should I start the numbering? Okay. So here if I start from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see 3, what are the different locants we are getting? 3 for ethyl. Okay, I'm writing it here. See, ethyl we have locant 3 and again 3, right? For methyl, we are having 4 if I start numbering from this side, isn't it? So I will write it like this. Say for ethyl, you can write like this. Say 3 for one ethyl, second ethyl is also getting 3, and third is methyl, which is having 4th locant. If I start numbering from which side? This side, from my right to left side. Okay, so 3 for this locant for this substituent, 3 for this substituent, and 4 for another substituent. Now what about if I start numbering from my left to right? You have to check from both the sides during the examination. 1, say I've written here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the first 3, here you see the minimum locant is getting methyl. Methyl is getting the 3rd locant, right? Methyl is getting the 3rd locant. Now here you see the 4th locant, ethyl. So one of the ethyl is getting the locant 4, another ethyl is also getting the locant 4. Okay, so what shall I do? In which is the correct way of numbering? So what did I say just now in the previous example, that if the substituents, different substituents, they are having different locants, then we'll always go by the minimum summation rule, isn't it? So here we see that the different substituent, they are having different locant from both the sides. They are not having the same locants. You see the locants are changing. So in that case we will always take the minimum sum rule. So what is the summation here we are getting? If I count this, 4 plus 6, 10. If I count this, 8 plus 3, see 8 plus 3 coming 11. So which is minimum? This is the minimum. So which is the correct way of numbering? Yes, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am erasing the top one. Okay, now you understood how to do the numbering? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have taken the minimum value. I am not gone for the maximum value. Okay, maximum value you will not take. You will always go for the minimum value. You add it up and check it out that from which side it is coming minimum. Okay, so this is known as minimum summation rule. You see I have sum it up, I have added up. Okay, and then I found 10 from this side and 11 from this side. Okay, so I have gone for the minimum value. Okay, now once you complete this, finally it's time to write the name. So first we will start with the substituent. Now while naming, you have to follow the alphabetical order. Okay, so this time you see, my dear students, that the same ethyl substituent has repeated twice. So when some substituent repeating itself, then what shall we do? We will also repeat the locants while writing the name, and we will use prefix such as di, tri, tetra, these type of prefixes we are going to use. Okay, already in the first lecture I have taught you. So here, see the first locant, let us say I am hiding this, I am taking the first locant 3 is as a ethyl here. So 3 hyphen, should I give an hyphen? No. Then what shall I do? Because they are same substituent, both are ethyl, so at a time you will give the numbering locant. So this is this locant I have mentioned for this 3, I will give a comma. When to give comma? When you write 2 or 3 consecutive number locants, then only you will give comma. Comma you will not write in between the alphabets. Clear? During the nomenclature. So comma only we will use in between the number. So 3 I have done for this, say. So another 3 I will write, say, for this ethyl. So 3 comma 3. Now I will give an hyphen. Why? Because now I am going to write some alphabet. So you see that ethyl has repeated twice. So if something is repeating twice, then what is the prefix we use? Di. Isn't it? So here I will start with the di, D-I, di. Okay, D capital, always start with the alphabets. When you start writing your name, you start with the alphabets, capital letter. So you will always use a capital. In between, don't use any more capital letter. Okay, so 3 comma 3 di ethyl. 3 comma 3 di ethyl. You see 3 for this. Di, you have mentioned the prefix di, 2, because 2 ethyls are there, so you are writing 2 here. Diethyl. Okay, so ethyl done. Next come to the methyl. Again I will give an hyphen. Why? Because I am going to write some number. So whenever you write number and alphabets, you always separate it with a hyphen. Okay, so 3 comma 3 diethyl hyphen 4 hyphen. Again hyphen I will give, because again I will write something, some alphabet I am going to use. So here 4 methyl. Okay, so are there any more substituents? Is there any double bond, triple bond? Is there any functional group? No. So directly word root and primary suffix. So 3 comma 3 diethyl 4 methyl meth eth prop but pent hex. So my word root is hex here. And finally write the suffix. What is the suffix here? A-N-E. So this is the name of the given compound. Although it can be very big, but always consider name as a one word. Name is always considered as a single word. So 3 comma 3 diethyl 4 methyl hexane. Understood all of you? Now finally put the hydrogen. Count and put 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 1, 2 already given. 2 more hydrogen. I will place here. Here 1, 2, 3 and already one bond is present. Okay. So finally you complete the structure and we sum it up or we end it up like this. Understood? So with this I taught you that what you have to do, what shall you do when different substituents are given and same locants and with different locants, how to handle such thing. Okay. Now let's move on with the unsaturated hydrocarbon, that are alkene and alkyne. Okay, so how to handle or how to write their name when we have double bond and triple bond in the long chain. Okay, so let's start with the simple compound. Say I'll start with an alkene, E-N-E. Okay, so alkene, they have the general formula CnH2n. Now what is so special about them? They have in between carbon to carbon you will have a double bond. Okay, you can have 1 or 2 double bond in the longest chain. When you will select the longest chain, you will, if you get a double bond, then they belong to the ene family or alkene family. Okay, and what is the suffix we will use? Primary suffix. Primary suffix is ene. Okay, so let's start with an example. Say I have taken this and I give a double bond over here. Okay, now what shall be the name of this compound? How to write this type of compound? Okay, now for that, always follow, first count the longest chain. That is the first thing we need to do. 1 2 3 4. So here no branch, nothing is there, so obviously this is the only the longest chain here we are having. So that is the first thing you need to do. First select the longest chain. So I have selected the longest chain. Now from which side shall I start the numbering? Yes, numbering you should always start from which you see that double bond or triple bond or the multiple bond they are. Since in this case we are discussing about ene, so you will start or give preference to the double bond, which means I will start numbering from this side. 1 2 3 4. Okay, so I have started numbering from this side. So already I got the word root also with this. So the word root is but. Okay, now what shall I do or how shall I write? Okay, shall I write directly but in? Because many students do, and they commonly do this mistake, they commit this mistake. Okay, so never write like this. Okay, so what is the correct way of writing? The correct way of writing is that first you write the word root. If no substituent, no other things are given, then only you go for this. Okay, because here I have not taken any substituent. If I would have taken any substituent, then we have to follow the previous rule whatever we have discussed. Okay, you have to write the name of the substituent first, and then finally you have to end up with this whatever I am doing. Okay, but in this case, since there is no substituent, so directly we are writing what? Word root plus primary suffix. Okay, now what is the word root here? But. After writing but, mention the position of the double bond or the locant of the double bond. But 1, and then write the primary suffix. What is the primary suffix here? ene. So the name is but 1 in. Okay, so what I have done here, I have first mentioned the word root, then I mentioned the locant or the position of the double bond. Always count the double bond to the minimum. Don't do this mistake that taking this double bond with 2. No, always give the minimum number. Okay, so I have counted it in the first position, that is the terminal carbon of the first position. So 1 is the position of double bond. So here but 1 in, this shows that double bond is present in the first position. Okay, so this is a simple way you can do, and finally you can write the hydrogen 1 2 3 1 2 3 like this. 1 2 3 already given, so 1 hydrogen, 1 2, so here 1 and here 1 is also given. Okay, so like this we start with the alkene family. Okay, now what will happen if I remove, just I am modifying this. Okay, by removing one hydrogen with another substituent, say carbon I have given here. Okay, then what shall I do? Now pause the video over here and start practicing, or try it by yourself first. Obviously I will be telling you the answer, but you should also try by yourself. Okay, so see, in this case we have a substituent here. So as per the rule, first we have to name the substituent. Yes, so what is the name of the substituent? This is an alkyl group, so only one carbon is there, so methyl is the name of this substituent. So I will write 3-methyl 3 methyl. See, in the third position we are having methyl group, okay, and the rest of the thing will remain same. What is that? But is the word root, but -1, then ene. Understood? So 3-methyl but1ene is the name of this compound. 3-methyl, you see 3 in the third position we have methyl group and but1ene. So but1ene. Okay, in the first position you have the double bond over here. Okay, clear? And finally give the hydrogen. Yes, don't forget to give the hydrogen. Okay, done. So this is the basic way how to name with a double bond. Clear, all of you? Okay, let's take another example. Say if you have like this a compound given here and say over here, two double bonds are given. Now in that case what shall we do? Yes, now if two double bonds are given, then again you select the longest chain. Suppose I have selected the longest chain here as this is only the longest chain. Okay, so always start numbering following the minimum summation rule or give priority to the double bond which is in the minimum side. Okay, now for example if I start numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know double bond and triple bond, they are also considered as a functional group. Okay, so suppose if I start numbering from this side, you see the first locant, this double bond will be counted to the second position of carbon. So the locant is 2. Yes, the next double bond is at 4th position. So what is the total coming? Total value is coming 6. But if I start numbering from this side, say 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then the first locants you are getting here 1. Yes, if the first one only is coming minimum, the rest also will come minimum only. So 1, 2, 3. You see the third position here getting the second. So 1 plus 3 is coming 4. So follow this. Understood? So follow this order. So which will be the correct numbering? Yes, this will be the correct numbering. So numbering is done. Now what is the word root here? Pent. You see, we in the longest chain we are having 5 carbon. So the word root will be here pent. Okay. So word root is pent here. P-E-N-T. Understood? So the word root is pent here. Now finally how to name this? Yes. So again no more substituent is given. Okay. So what you will do? First you write the word root pent. Okay, mention the position of the or the locants of the double bond. You see it is in the first 1, then comma 3, 1, comma 3. Okay, since the double bond has repeated, so here we have to write a prefix 1, comma 2 hyphen diene. Okay, so this is the name of the compound. So pent 1, comma 3 diene. Pent is a word root, okay, hyphen 1, comma, always give in between the number, never use comma in between the alphabets, okay, 3, this is the third position, okay, hyphen I have given why? Because whenever I separate number and alphabet, I will give hyphen, okay, so 1, comma 3, die is the prefix which shows it has repeated twice, so diene. Clear all of you? Done? Okay. So let me modify this. If I modify this, now say I am modifying this by putting 1 carbon over here as a substituent. Let's see then what happened. Isn't it very interesting? Okay. If I put a substituent over here, then what shall be the name of this compound? Now immediately pause the video and try it by yourself. Okay. So hope you have done. Now see, if I give a substituent over here, okay, in that case, my dear students, you have to begin with the name of the substituent, isn't it? You have to begin with the name. But first, let me check the minimum summation rule. So if from this side if I do the numbering 1, you see 1 for this, then for 3 for the substituent, say I am writing substituent here, and 3 also double bond. So I am getting 3 plus 3 6 plus 1 7. But if I start numbering from this side, then 2, yes, 2 the first, then third, for 3 for this, 2 for this double bond, 3 for the substituent, and finally 1 2 3 4 for the another double bond. So what is coming? 4 plus 3 7 7 8 9. So 9 is coming. So I will not go by this, I will always take the minimum sum. Okay, understood all of you? So finally how to name it? Yes, already I think you have written. So what is the name of the substituent? This substituent name is methyl, right? So we always start with the naming of the substituent first. Whenever you write the name, you shall always start with the substituent first. Now what is the locant of this substituent? 3-methyl. Yes, 3-methyl, and make this P small. That's it. Okay, so 3-methyl pent 1,3-diene, like that it goes on. Okay, clear, understanding? And finally put on the hydrogen, count and put the hydrogen to complete it up. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, already it has 4, so no more space. 1 2 3, okay, and the fourth bond is given 1 2 3 4. Okay, 1 2 3 and 4 finally. Okay, so here we have all completed this structure. Clear how to attempt with the double bond? Okay, now let's discuss with the YNE part. Now once if you have learned the ENE part, then YNE part is also similar to it. Okay, there is no more extra rules for the YNE part, rather they are same only. Okay, so whatever we have done just now for ENE part, we will also follow the same thing for the YNE part. Okay, only the general formula changes, Cn H2n minus 2, and in between the carbon they are what? Triple bond will be there. There will be a triple bond in between the carbon. Okay, in the longest chain you will find a triple bond. Okay, 1 or 2, okay, triple bond will be there. Okay, and what is the suffix? Primary suffix we will use here, YNE. YNE will be the primary suffix. So let us start with, see, suppose I have given a compound like this, a triple bond is given. So what shall we do? First thing is that we have to select the longest chain. So here the longest chain is this only, simple, right? Second position, the second thing is that you need to do the numbering pattern. So from which side shall I start the numbering? Yes, from the side which is having the minimum locant to the triple bond. Okay, the same rule which we have followed for the double bond, the same thing we will go for the triple bond also. So 1 2 3 4, so already the locants I have mentioned. Okay, now finally, is there any substituent? No substituent is given, no functional, only triple bond is the functional group we can see here. Okay, so what shall I write the name of this compound? First is the word root. So what is the word root? Met it prop but. So I will write but. Yes, then I will mention the position of this triple bond. What is the position? 1. I will give an hyphen and then YNE. That's it. That is the name of the compound. Clear all of you? Getting? Okay, so if triple bond is there, we will follow the same thing whatever you have done for the double bond. Okay, so but1-ine, like that we will go for. Okay, but1-ine. And finally, you give the hydrogen and complete the structure. Finally, you give the hydrogen and see here already 4 bond has been given. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this carbon will not have any more hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see 4 hydrogen, 4 bond is already given. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one already you have given here. Okay, done? Okay, then let me modify this example. If I put, say I have substituted one hydrogen from here and I gave a carbon over there, a substituent I have given. Now quickly pause the video and try it by yourself. Okay, yes, done? So what will be the name of this compound? Okay, then this is a substituent. When I attach a substituent to it, then as the rule, we name the substituent first, right? So what is the name of this substituent? Yes, by this time you might have understood. Already we have practiced so many examples. So the name of the substituent is methyl, because one carbon is there. So methyl is the name. So I have to mention the third position, the locant of this 3-methyl. Only a change I will bring here by making it small b. So 3-methyl but1-ine will be the name. Okay. Few students they follow the old pattern. They write like this: 3-methyl. Okay, but or 1-butine. Please do not write like this. It is considered as a wrong. Nowadays this method is not followed. So please follow this. Okay, first mention the word root, then before the suffix you mention the position. The locant should come just immediately before the suffix. Clear all of you? Okay. Understanding? Okay. So let's discuss two more examples. One more, let us practice with the, if there is a repetitions in the triple bond, then what shall I do? Suppose one triple bond I have given here and one more triple bond I have given here. So the same rule as we have done for the ethyl group, for the alkene group, same will follow for the alkyne group also. Okay. So let us start numbering from any one of the side, because the locants you see both the sides are same. Here also 1, here also 1. So let me start from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. The longest chain is simple here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the word root you are getting? Yes? But. It prop but. So but is the word root. Okay. How many times the triple bond has been repeated here? 2 times. So I have to mention the locants also. I'll give an hyphen, because now I'm going to write some number. 1, comma. 1 is for this triple bond, and then 3 is for this triple bond. Clear? So but 1, comma 3. Since it is repeated, so I have to use a prefix. So what will be the prefix? Di. D-I, di. Okay? Di-ine. Understood? So but 1, 3 di-ine will be the name of this compound. And finally give the hydrogen wherever it is required. Okay? And complete the structure. Okay, so already we have I told you, or I taught you, that how to deal with a double bond and triple bond. Now, a confusing state where students, they most of the time they have a confusion that what should I do if double bond and triple bond are given together. Okay, so there we need to follow a simple thing. A simple thing you will follow. Okay, say I have given like this: a double bond also I have given, and a triple bond also I have given. A double bond also I have given, and a triple bond also I have given. Now, suppose I have started, you see double bond and triple bond, both the locants are same. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you start from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, what is the, if I start from this side, double bond is coming from, or triple bond is coming at the first position. If I start from that side, triple bond is coming in the last position. right? So which side should I go for? Let us check by the summation rule. If I follow this pattern, this from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my first triple bond is getting the locant number 1, 2, 3. Double bond is getting the locant 3. If I start from this side, first double bond is getting the locant 1, and then again the triple bond is getting the locant 3. So 1, 2, 3. This side also 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the third position. So what is the name? So what is the summation? 4 and 4. So both the side it is coming 4, right? So in this case, you will always start numbering. You will always start numbering from the double bond. You give preference to the double bond. Okay. If such is the situation that both the side locants are coming same, then always give preference to the double bond, which means this numbering is correct. So this is very important. A very silly mistake. More often, most of the time the student they commit. Okay, so you need to be very careful while handling this type of question. Okay, if double bond and triple bond is given and both are having the same summation, you are getting both the side, you are getting the same summation, then from which side you should do the numbering? Yes, then in that case always give preference to the double bond. Now this is one part. Now another important part is that which is very important. Again I am telling you why. There are two suffix primary, ene and yne, isn't it? For this we will get ene and for this we get yne. Now, then what shall be the nature of this compound? Is it an yne or ene? Yes, that might be going on. Okay. In that case, let me tell you, always give preference to yne. If double bond and triple bond is given, then we will give preference to yne, and this prefix, this suffix ene will come before yne. Understood? This will come before yne. Clear all of you? So what shall be the name? Yes. Here I will start from 1. See, mit, it, prop, but, right? Mit, it, prop, but. So what is the word root? But. I'll start with but. Hyphen. 1 ene. Then finally in 3 yne. Yes, this will be the name. So here I have given the preference to ene in the numbering, but while as a naming part I am giving preference to yne as a compound. Understood? So whenever these ene yne come together, place ene first and then yne. Wait. There is a very important rule here you have to know. Otherwise, you will do this mistake. Especially those who are in class 11 and 12, please note it down. Okay. If you see the suffix is having a, I, okay, or o, or u, or y, a, I, o, u, y. If the name of the suffix finally, the final suffix, if two suffixes are coming and you see if the final suffix name start with a, I, o, u, or y, always drop the vowel. That is, always drop e. If it is e here, drop it. Drop it means remove it. Okay. So this is another very important rule, another very important thing which you should know. So what I will do is, my final name will be this, but 1 in 3 ein, because here you can see that y comes here. You see the final suffix is having y, because two suffix I am using here, isn't it? and if you see that the final suffix is starting with A, I, O, U, Y either, okay, then always drop the E. The vowel you need to drop it. Okay, so the correct name of this compound but1in3-ine is the correct name. And finally give the hydrogen and complete the structure. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, one more hydrogen is to be given over here. Understood all of you? Okay, so I hope this is going to very important. This will help you to avoid mistakes during the examination. Okay, these are the common mistakes which the students do. Okay, so you should go through this. Finally, the last one for today's lecture. Hope all are practicing, they are writing there in their copy, noting it down, okay, taking this class seriously. Now what will happen, my dear students, if you get such type of compounds? Say you got a double bond over here and say a triple bond over here. Okay, now what shall I do in such type of compound? Here you see the locants are different. Previous case the summation was coming same. Let us check with the summation only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I follow this side, then the first triple bond is coming to the second position and the double bond is coming to the fourth position. If I follow it from this side. So what is the summation you are getting? Summation you are getting 6. If I start numbering from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4 and then finally 5 here. Okay, so let's see. Then the first double bond is placed or it is getting the locant, that is number 1. 2, 3, triple bond is getting third position. Now if I add it up, I see 4 is coming. Now, then what shall I do? Because in this case the summations are coming different. Yes, in this case the summation are coming different. What shall I do in that case? Yes, always go by the minimum summation. No need to follow that triple bond, double bond one. In the previous case we have done in a different way. Okay, here always go by the summation rule. Clear? Okay. So finally we end this with a counting of number of hydrogen. 1, 2, 3. Finally you see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 1, 2, 3 and this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what is the name of this compound? Write it by yourself. Okay, try it by yourself. What shall be the name of this compound? Methylproputpent, right? Methylproputpent, and then we have pentane is the word root. So I'll write pent hyphen 1 en e. Should I write E? No, I will drop that E because Y will come. Hyphen 3 YNE. So this is the name of this compound. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, so practice this for today. Whatever the rules we have discussed, I have tried to discuss such questions where the students they commit mistakes. Okay, so practice this nicely. In the upcoming lectures I shall come or I shall discuss many more lectures, many more examples with different situation, different rules. Okay, so thank you for watching. Keep studying, stay healthy. So thank you all of you.